Even imagine it's week 5. Here we go. It's been pretty busy, but I wanted to check in with you and talk with you a little bit about what I've been seeing in the papers and how things are going. And for the most part, I have really been enjoying your writing. I think that the prompt being somewhat loose regarding finding an aspect of technology that really interests you and discuss how that is utilized within the material is working really well, and I'm liking that I'm beginning to see some really interesting thoughts and materials being presented. Everything is graded up through the brief and frightening reign of Phil. I owe you still from last week, and I'll continue working on those and getting you information back. One of the suggestions I would advise is that you go back and you take a look at the Turnitin assignment. When you do, there is a grade mark tab, and it will show you a lot of the grammatical issues that are going on within your papers. And those things I'm marking off for here and there. So you want to make sure that you're using correct articles, your sentence structure is good and clean, and you might want to look back and you can start to see some of the errors that you're formulating pretty consistently. Some people don't have any or have very few, and others of you struggle a little bit more. And again, this isn't a grammar class, so I'm not really stressed out about it, but it does really start to interfere sometimes with what you're trying to say, and that can be problematic. The other thing I would like to suggest is I'm going to put back again the PowerPoint for MLA. Some of you are just turning them in any format that you want, and I am marking down pretty substantially for MLA format snafus at this point. I do require them to be in MLA format, and you should have a works cited page, and you should have in-text citations for all the material that you cite. So make sure that you're doing that, and even the format isn't really set up on a lot of people's papers. So make sure that you read the PowerPoint, watch the PowerPoint, and you know how to do MLA, and you're doing it to the best of your ability. Other than that, content, things are looking really good. The brief and frightening Rain of Phil papers were really interesting, and I thought you guys did a great job dealing with the allegory. And some of you had some really fabulous insight about technology, especially how the characters were portrayed and made, and it was very interesting to read. The other thing I wanted to talk about was this week, which is T2, Terminator 2. And I had been hearing a little scuttlebutt from a couple of students that people were struggling finding the Terminator 2. It wasn't on Netflix anymore. So this is just a word of wisdom that you probably should be checking ahead to make sure what's streaming and not streaming on Netflix. However, within about 2 minutes, I was able to Google Amazon, and Amazon has a digital streaming version for $2.99, which isn't outrageously expensive since I really didn't have you buy anything for the course. So planning ahead for this kind of a class is really imperative. So make sure that you do that, and that I know streaming can be weird, but you just sometimes have to think about some different options. So it is available, so I'm not too worried about you guys being able to watch the T2. Let me see what else. Oh, the other thing I want to talk about was staying up on blogs. So there are some people who haven't turned in any blogs. This is going to hurt you at the end of the semester. They're worth 100 points. It'll drop you a full grade if you don't get them turned in. You get to do 10 per the semester. You get to pick whatever you want, which ones you want to do, but we're already at week 5, and we have weeks that we won't be going to class, like Thanksgiving break. And finals week, I don't have them due. So you're already in a deficit at this point if you haven't turned in any. And I wanted to remind you that it's too late to make those up. You have to do them as you go along. A lot of you are doing really great. You're getting them in early, and you're way ahead of the game, and probably within about 5 weeks, you won't have to do any more, which is great for you. So I just wanted to remind you about those blogs. I'm not taking any more late work. You should be caught up. Remember that the micro theme for this week is due on Sunday at midnight. I hope you guys are doing well. If you have any questions, shoot me an email. Sometimes my Chico State email is a little easier than the Wix one. They get buried sometimes in a personal email account, but I try to get to those as quickly as possible. I hope you're doing well. If you need me, please swing by. Again, my office hours, Monday and Wednesday, 3 to 4:30, and Friday I'm here from 3 to 4. I've had a couple people ask me about Tuesdays and Thursdays, and Tuesdays are a little better. Thursdays I tend to not be here in the afternoon. So hopefully get in touch with me if you need me. I hope you're doing well. Good luck on this week's micro theme.